Hi folks, Teacher Joko here, and this is my first IELTS video feedback of the year, January 2nd. I was looking back at my old stuff and looking at 2021. I did 60 videos, and there were some good ones in there, I think. Anyway, I hope you find them helpful, and I'll try to do as many this year. Probably not more, because things just keep getting busier and busier. However, I hope they're more helpful than the one I'm going to do, because I went into the tips and tricks board and saw, oh look here's one that's from December 17th, and it's got no responses. My goodness, that rarely happens. What's wrong? Why has this person got no responses? And so I began preparing a response, and I did my full slideshow thing, I prepared a presentation. You need to support your ideas. This is a response to Navita Mahajan. And after I'd prepared wasn't soon into it that I noticed right there in her question, she says, please evaluate my essay exam in 2 days. Whoops. But I'd already prepared everything. Should I just give up my preparation or continue? And, well, Navita, this might not help you, but it might help other people. So let's look at some of what Navita did and didn't do, and understood and misunderstood. Here's the question. The difference between countries is becoming less and less evident as people all over the world wear same fashion, watch same TV channels. This was copied from somewhere else. I did a little look for it, and I found lots of different versions of this question, different incorrect punctuation and parsing and various other things. So I don't think it's an original Cambridge question. If not, it's deteriorated quite a bit. What are they asking you? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of the trend? Okay, well, you have to identify what the advantages and disadvantages are in order to indicate whether one outweighs the other. Is this a positive or negative development? That's another way to look at this question. Okay? And how many parts are there to this question? The difference between countries. All right. This has a premise and a thesis. The premise is that the differences exist and that they're becoming less evident. It means less visible. Okay? Less apparent. It doesn't mean that countries are becoming closer. It just means that they're starting to look more similar to each other. And they happen to be eating some of the same food, but it doesn't make them the same. Let's look at what the actual response was. Yeah, can I turn on the captions? Sure. Yeah. Oh, there's so many errors in just the question alone. Here's the full response from the student, and let's look at it piece by piece. Okay. Many people all over the world nowadays begin. Why does it turn off like that automatically? Stay on. Captions stay on. Don't turn off. Okay. Here. Why? Okay, so nowadays, it's been said that nowadays is the absolute worst way that you can start an essay. Well, I think that used to be the case because everyone was starting their essays with nowadays. It's rarer now that I've seen, so maybe it's not so bad. However, this has always been wrong, and it may not seem like an important aspect, but it's an error. And every error you make, it prevents you from having an error-free sentence. And that's what you want to get. Error-free. The error is in the spacing of your punctuation. A comma, a period, These are not words, okay? They do not have a space before them, okay? They do have a space after them, but that it may seem unimportant, but it's the correct punctuation is nowadays no space, comma, with the, and we need a the in there, with the coming of age, coming of age of the internet, coming of age of the internet and smartphones. Are they coming of age together? And really, it is a cliche, okay, to talk about the coming of age of, what does it even mean? What do you mean by that? What does it mean? Coming of age, with the increased prevalence, perhaps. And the internet and smartphones are different things. And globalization, another cliche. Globalization of world is happening. Okay, is this your thesis? Wait a minute. Okay, it's really, this sentence doesn't add anything to your response. The difference among the residents of various countries is narrowing down day by day. Day by day, like every single day, there's a, this person's already taken their test, okay? No, not day by day. Residents, and the differences between, it's not among, but between, the differences, for plural, we need a plural there, differences between the residents, okay, is not being talked about. The question doesn't mention, but the captions are gone again. There is no point made that the people are becoming less different. It's just that they're becoming less, the differences are becoming less evident. Now that is an important difference. The differences are harder to see. That's what they mean. The differences are harder to see. Okay? It does not mean that the differences are reduced. Alright. Because they wear similar fashion brands, comma, watch similar TV shows, and eat the same food. Okay, because. So the differences are narrower because of these things? How does that work? What they're wearing causes their differences to decrease? See how that change? Okay, that's going to be interesting to see how you show that. All right, and moving on. Now, in the question, people all over the world wear the same fashion, the same TV channels, same brands, and have similar eating. Now you just took those same four things and replaced the word same with similar and similar with same. Where it said same before, you now say similar. Similar TV shows. And no, they're watching the same TV shows. The same TV shows. The same brands, not similar brands. Similar and same are not the same thing. And they don't eat the same food. It's similar food. I mean, maybe it's the same food in some cases, but, you know, a hamburger here ain't what a hamburger is in another country. So you just flip those up. So that does not show that you understood the question. That's why paraphrasing is important. It's not just a matter of getting the words in different order, changing the word list, to show that you understand the question. And I think that you've shown that you don't. Many argue. Okay. Okay, many IELTS candidates seem to think that this is an IELTS India question. It is not. I mean, these are, each country is, well, anyway, it's an international English language testing system. And so many argue it's not healthy for a society to follow the fashion and eating habits of other countries. Okay, maybe the other countries are following theirs. Maybe that's what it is. Why is it you're following them? And forget our local clothing sense and traditions. Our, don't use first person or first person plural like our or my, or this is not about us. For instance, okay. Forget our local, for instance, in India, with many working women, it is expected they wear smart Western clothes, while traditional clothes like saris are considered backward and outdated. Well, some good vocabulary there. Okay, you've covered one aspect of the question. As a result, there is a growing demand for Western outfits. While, okay, we don't need a while there. We need, we could say meanwhile, but it would be a new sentence. Meanwhile, the sari industry is facing job losses, and the local tailors who weave saris. Do tailors weave? Tailors don't weave. Weavers weave. Tailors produce. Tailor, they tail. Are forced to switch to learn other crafts. Oh, good for them. They get to learn some other crafts. Might be a good thing. Therefore, blind following of Western fashion sense can threaten local customs. Threaten. Blind following? Not really blind. What does that have to do with brands, food, and TV shows? Didn't cover any of that. The loss of a few sari jobs, did you even consider that a bad thing? They're forced to switch to other crafts. Well, good. Maybe they'll for some crafts that people need. Okay. However, with intermixing of cultures, this essay is not about the intermixing of cultures. It's about the appearances and the outward stuff, like clothing and TV shows. Also has its positive sides. Okay, well, I guess the last one, people who follow similar fashion sense. Okay, similar, same TV shows. It promotes equality. How? In what way? Or maybe you'll tell us. Also, no, you don't. If you're going to say this, that this does this tremendous thing, that it promotes equality, why? Well, how does it do that? In what way? Explain. Support your ideas. Also, it provides a common platform where people can come closer and interact among themselves. What does? The food? The clothing? Where do they interact with? In the department store? As a result, once again, you get these spaces with the commas. I already said that. It promotes. Now, you've said promotes already once in this paragraph, so don't repeat your same verbs in the same sentence. It promotes brotherhood and understanding between people from various countries. How? How does it do this? You're just making a statement, but not providing any support for it. Okay, so you can't just say stuff and then not support it with ideas. Thus, they find it easy to mix in foreign countries and interact among themselves. That's it. No, they don't. It doesn't happen. This, and it says the word this. That was obviously a typo. To conclude, people following similar fashion. A great boon. Who said? Where is the great boon? I don't see any great boons in here. Although the local customs get affected. In my opinion, globalization is the need of the hour. As it goes back to the cliche. What does that even mean? Which brings people closer and fills up the gap of language barriers. That's an interesting misspelling of barrier. It is for the benefit of society that people are coming together. Okay, once again, this is not about, an essay is not about people coming together. You can't make it into something that you want it to. It's about people appearing to come together, or the evidence of differences. The differences exist, but the differences are becoming less visible. Did you address that? No. Lots of grammar funkiness, and your choice of words is shows some basic misunderstandings of low-level vocabulary like same and similar. I hope you did well on your test, but I think that you'll be back here. Happy 2022, everyone.